All right, our user model is almost ready to go. The only thing is missing is the validation for the email. And like I already mentioned in the previous video, if you watched the other project, the one in a Node Express, we used match property and we passed in the regex. However, there's another way how we can do that. You see, in the Mongoose, we can set up a validate property with two more properties. So essentially, it's an object with two more properties. A validator property, where we set up the function, which is going to be looking for the field, and then whatever we return from this function, meaning either true or false. That means that either we validate or don't validate the particular property. And then we have a message if, for example, there is an error. So at the moment in the user, what do we have? Well, we have please provide email. But once we set up that validator, we're going to say please provide a valid email. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you want to find out more info about this one, just go to Mongoose docs, search for custom validators, and you'll see this example. Like I said, we validate, validator, that's the function. Please keep in mind that you're not invoking this function over here. You're just setting it up as a reference. And then we also have a message, because this function will be invoked when you're trying to create that user or job or whatever. And technically, yes, we can set up our own function, but then it's kind of the same like we were passing in that regex. So another option we can do, we can get a validator package, which essentially is a very cool library that has all of those validations already in place. So let's start with this. I'm just going to go to a user and I'll add this object first. So let me go to my email, and it's my preference to set it up above unique. Don't ask me why, just a preference. And I'm going to go with validate. Here I have the object, and then we're looking for validator. That's going to be my function. And then the second one will be the message. And as far as the message, like I said, please provide a valid email. And then we want to add the comma, so we don't have any syntax bugs. And now let's navigate and take a look at the package. So this is going to be a link, and we'll have to install the library at some point as well. So let me navigate here. These are the docs where basically you can find all of the validators that they provide. And again, in our case, we're looking for email. Now, why would you want to use the external package instead of setting up the function yourself? Well, this is going to be more battle tested. It also gives you a bunch of other options as well. So those would be two reasons why going with external package kind of makes sense. So we're looking for this is email. And what do we need to do? Well, we need to install first, then we need to import in user.js, and then we're just going to go with validator and is email. And we'll set it here where we have the validator. So let me stop the server, and I'm going to go with my command. So I'm going to install the package, then I'll restart my entire project. So npm start. Then we want to go to a user right below the Mongoose. We're going to go with validator, and that is going to be coming from the validator. Then let's keep on scrolling, and we're looking for validator, and then is email. That's the function. Again, we pass in the reference. We don't invoke the function over here. The function will be invoked and will automatically get access to whatever is passed in the email when we're trying to set up the user. And now that we are finally done with our initial setup for the user model, we can start setting up our controller and actually start creating the users.